Hello and welcome to a special episode of JumpCast, the podcast from the award-winning team behind JumpCast Online. My name is Dave Curtis, your host for today's episode, and I am joined today by Holly.
Hello.
And Rhys.
Hello.
And on today's very special episode, we are going to preview a very small film called Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. I just want to point out, if you are trying to go into this film cold turkey and not know anything, any spoilers, this is probably not the podcast from you. We're going to try not to read too much, but anything that does come up, we are not sorry about, to be frankly honest. It's your own fault for listening. So, sorry, because, we are going to talk in a little bit of detail of the two previous trailers. Okay, now they've gone. We can actually talk. Hi, Rhys. Hi, Holly. How you doing?
Sorry, what was that?
I said, how you doing?
Oh, I'm good.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
the audio cut out a bit. Yeah, good. I'm very, very excited. Well, we've got six days until I'm seeing it. Going to the midnight screening for Rise of Skywalker on Wednesday. Wednesday/Thursday, technically. And I've been counting down for 8 weeks, like every single week on Twitter. So I'm very excited.
Are you doing the free film midnight screening?
I'm not. I considered it because I've never done that. I think by the time you got to Tross at midnight, it would just be like sensory overload, and like having watched both Force Awakens and Last Jedi back to back, I think I would need a nap. I just don't think I would be fully ready to watch this last installment, so I'm not seeing any of them like before. I'm just going to see the new one at midnight. I think that's probably best. And like I will have been up since about 6 o'clock in the morning working, so it's probably best that I just see this one, take a nap during the day, and then go see this one.
That is hardcore. Rhys, what about you?
Yeah, I'm also very excited. It's really weird that it feels weird that it's coming out next week. It feels like it's kind of snuck up on us very quickly. And yeah, it's been a long time coming since the trailers first came out. But I'm also going to see only the midnight screening. I'm not going to the triple bill. Because I saw the double bill last time for Last Jedi. And I think it did kind of impact Last Jedi a bit because I was on such a Force Awakens hype because I do adore that film that anything that Last Jedi did was always going to have a hard task to beat. But obviously I do love Last Jedi now. But yeah, I can't wait for the actual screening next week. It's going to be a big day.
Very jealous. I'm not going to be able to see it until Friday.
Oh no!
God.
Yeah, I know. I promised to go and see it with my wife, so I'm not allowed to see it beforehand. She can't see it until Friday, so
Just like log off Twitter. Yeah, I was about to say log off Twitter completely. Yeah. Anything.
Yeah. I was meant to do it last time with The Last Jedi, but I somehow talked myself into like a screening a day before the actual screening with a Q&A afterwards with the directors and cast. So I was all aboard the hype train for that one. So,
brilliant.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. So what are we expecting? Are we expecting good things, or are we going in nervous, or have all the teasers got you excited?
All of the above. I'm trying not to. I think we touched on this in the sequels podcast, but I'm trying not to have any expectations because then I'm just setting myself up for failure. Well, not necessarily setting myself up for failure, but it's just risky. I don't want to. I have like hopes of what could happen, but I need to go in remembering it could go either way, and I don't want to like expect anything. I just sort of want to enjoy it. Yeah, I'm nervous about it, but more excited than nervous. Absolutely.
And what about you, Rhys?
I think I'm in the same boat. I'm feeling a bit of nervous and excitement. I feel like I've been more nervous this week because of these new interviews that came out in the last couple of days with the cast, and I've not enjoyed them or reading them at all.
No.
And I'm just worried that they're going to like redux things from Last Jedi that I don't want to redux, and I don't know. So I was much more excited a few days ago than I am today. I'll say that much.
We should probably go into that. Do you think they're going to go into readjust anything that Last Jedi set out, or do you think they're going to keep this timeline that Rian Johnson laid out? You reckon, for example, Rey's parents, do you think they're going to ruin that or improve on that. I was quite happy that her parents were just nobodies, but I just have a feeling that's not going to be the case.
Yeah, I was also happy that they were going to be nobodies. But then now reading these two interviews where they've said, like, that John Boyega said that Last Jedi was a bit iffy and all that kind of stuff, and they want to. Ray has said in the past, not Ray, Daisy Ridley has Daisy Ridley has said in the past that the parents thing isn't finished. Yeah, and I just think all I hope, and I think there's going to be some sort of thing to do with their parents in episode 9. I just hope she's not any pre-established family.
Yeah, as long as she's not a Skywalker or Solo, I'm happy. Even if she can, like, even if she ends up being a Kenobi, I'm like, that's fine. I'm not really bothered. As long as she's not related to Kylo, because I don't think I could actually physically take it. So,
good point.
That'd be a bit weird.
That would be so weird.
But the name, The Rise of Skywalker, means something is going to happen with the Skywalker name or family. Do you not reckon it's going to be Rey, or do you reckon Luke's got a bigger part to play, or do you think there's a character out there so far we haven't seen that's suddenly going to pop up and be like, hey, my name's Bob Skywalker kind of thing?
Bob, I love it. To be honest, like, it could refer to Kylo. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but, you know, he is kind of he's technically a Skywalker. So, well, he definitely is. You know, he's as Anakin's grandson, whatever. So, so who knows? I mean, I don't know what it would mean, but it could equally refer to him as much as Luke. So I guess we'll see.
Well, my theory with it is that I don't think the title of the film refers to a person. I think Skywalker is going to be like the new name for the Jedi or a name for the Force or something.
Yeah, I've seen that theory as well.
Yeah, where I think it's like, so, like, say Luke, for example, Luke is going to be the symbol of hope in the galaxy for the rebellion, or the resistance as they're called now. And I think that they're now going to be known as, I'm a Skywalker. You know, I follow, Luke's, whatever you want to call it, Luke's message, I guess. But that's my theory.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
I think that's a solid theory. I just don't want it to be, I don't know. I just don't want to be simple, to be honest. I'd rather it not be touched at all.
Yeah.
I was quite happy with The Last Jedi. I was like, oh yeah, I believe that. That makes me believe that the Force and being a Jedi is a wider thing than just being a family bloodline. I mean, anyone can be born into it. Not that something that you inherit from, like, your father or your mother or whoever. I like the idea that it could be anyone. I think that's what he's trying to say with those annoying little kids on that casino planet, to be honest.
Oh, they're cute.
He was a cute kid with his broom, and he, like, controlled his broom with the Force. So I was like, that was sweet.
Bless him.
Do we think they're going to come back, the little kids? Or do you think that story's been told?
I just think they were more of a symbol of, like, the Force is out there. It's not just following our story. The Force is growing, and it is everywhere, and they're trying to build a movement to fight against the First Order.
I hope you're right. To be honest.
Well, because didn't someone say that they thought that maybe, because obviously Rian Johnson is doing, like, another, it's in they're thinking of Rian Johnson doing another trilogy sort of sometime down the line, completely sort of separate. And there were theories going around that maybe that kid would be the protagonist in that series down the line, but I'm sure I saw someone talk about that. I really don't think the kids are that important, but who knows? All kinds of things are flying around.
I thought the kid couldn't really act. That's my problem.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought he was all right.
I think they have a problem with Star Wars films casting children that can't really act. It happened in the previous trilogy.
Is that a Phantom Menace call out?
Yeah, I really don't like Jake Lloyd.
Oh, I feel so sorry for him. Everyone's so horrible about him.
Yeah, they are.
Have you ever watched the making of Phantom Menace? This is going off somewhere.
No, I haven't.
Anyway, they're casting these kids, were Lucas's, and he's clearly the worst one there. No offense, Jake, if you're listening. I just can't understand or how they got to think, oh yeah, he is brilliant.
He is Darth Vader.
Oh, yeah. He's evil, but that's a completely different topic. But Do you think, Rhys, do you remember the last trilogy when Revenge of the Sith came out?
Yeah.
And were you? Oh, good. This makes this question a lot simpler. Are you as nervous now as you were then, back in 2005? Or at that point, were you thinking, "Oh, Phantom Menace is not great, and Attack of the Clones is not great either"? But you might have been a fan. No, people must like the film.
Yeah, I think because I was when the first one came out, I was probably 7 or 8, so I never thought they were that bad back in the day. And I remember loving the pod racing scenes and all that kind of stuff, and I even loved Attack of the Clones for the big Colosseum scene at the end, and Revenge of the Sith was like incredible when they were Obi-Wan and Anakin were fighting on I forget what it's called, that lava planet, whatever it's called. So I remember as a kid, I was never I wasn't massively invested back then, and then having rewatched them now, they are worse than I remember they were. And I'm much more invested in the new trilogy than I am in any of the other 2 trilogies.
So. Yeah, same.
Yeah, the Skywalker trilogy. Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah, sorry, I was just going to say, this is still going off on tangent. I don't really remember. I remember walking out of the cinema for Revenge of the Sith. I think I was only about 9 or 10, and I remember walking out and not liking it. What was that?
Makes me feel old. It's fine. Go on, sorry, Holly.
I was just going to say, yeah, I remember walking out of the cinema not liking it, but that's all I remember. I don't remember sat actually in the cinema watching it. I just remember walking out and being like, not a fan of Star Wars anymore. And then it took me 10 years to get back into it.
And then Force Awakens came along and you thought, yeah, this is good.
Yeah, because my brother made me rewatch Revenge of the Sith against my will. I was like, oh, for God's sake, why? So then I did, and I was like, oh, it's not actually so bad. So then I watched the original trilogy for the first time, and then got hooked and saw Force Awakens. So, yeah.
Okay. So, have you guys watched the trailers that have been out so far?
Oh, have I? I've watched the main trailer probably about 10 times at least. I'm obsessed with it.
And is there anything in there that's got you gives you goosebumps, or you just can't wait to see, or you're intrigued by?
So much. I'll probably I won't start off talking about Rey and Kylo because I spent the entire sequels podcast talking about them. So I'll talk about something else for the change. The shot that got me was Finn and new character Janna riding across. I don't know where they're riding across, but on space horses. There are horses
More space horses
in space. It's amazing. I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited for Janna. I think she looks like a really, really cool character. Look forward to seeing what she's all about. Obviously, there's the rumours theories that she's Lando's daughter. I don't really care. I would rather she wasn't, because then it's kind of like the whole Rey thing. Why would everyone in the universe be related to everybody? How many planets are there in Star Wars? There's so many. It's just unrealistic. So, I mean, it's fine if she is, but I'd rather not. I'd rather she just be someone they pick up on the way, maybe. Don't know how that would work, but...
But then, in defense of Janna potentially Calrissian, Lando is back in this film. Why wouldn't... obviously he's getting on a bit. Maybe he needs his minder to look after him while he's flying the Falcon again and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Bless.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason why Lando's there in the first place, to be honest. No offense. What would drag him back to the story? I'm not quite sure otherwise.
That's true, yeah. That's fair.
And then we might feel, I don't know. I feel like Lando's going to die, guys.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry to be the one. I reckon we're going to say goodbye to some characters in this one. I think we're going to say bye to Lando.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to say, just from those trailers, I think C-3PO as well seems to...
Yeah, that's true. I'd rather 3PO go than R2, because R2's the best. R2's the best droid to have ever stepped foot in Star Wars. So as long as he's fine, then I don't care. And BB-8 as well. But 3PO, yeah, okay.
You would sacrifice C-3PO for even the new one, which we all agreed.
Oh no.
What's it? D-O? Is that what
D-O, yeah.
No, I don't really. Don't really care.
JJ loves to bring new droids in, and I'm not quite sure about this one. He just looks like a hairdryer to me. He just looks looks a bit odd. But yeah, I have this bit. I don't know. I feel like Lando's going to die. I feel C-3PO is going to die. Well, I don't know if a droid can die. You know, they could plug him into the Millennium Falcon with what's her face.
Oh yeah.
K2SO. Is that
No,
you never.
No, that was on Rogue One. What was the one in Solo? The Phoebe Waller-Bridge voiced one. What was her name?
L7, wasn't it? Am I imagining that? Is that?
I thought Phoebe Waller-Bridge was K2SO, or was that?
I thought that was
Tudyk?
Alan Tudyk. Yeah.
No, that's Alan Tudyk. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to Google this.
Google it. But why would C-3PO? At one point in the first trailer, he goes red-eyed, right? Is he going to go evil?
Oh yeah. God, we've got so many people going evil. Then we've got 3PO, and then we've got Dark Ray. Oh my God, I completely forgot. That's going to be so.
We should talk about that.
Yeah, they've dropped that completely. That was in one trailer, and it's not been seen since, which I find really interesting.
Yeah.
Might be a dream.
It's probably a force vision or something.
Yeah.
But the image of the whole double lightsaber thing is pretty cool. To be honest.
Yeah.
So cool.
And if I don't get to see a fight, I know realistically that's gonna be so badass.
I've just seen that the robot's name is L337.
I was close.
You were close.
Oh, okay. I feel like I should have known that. I've not seen Solo for ages, but...
No, me neither.
I watched it the other day. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it the second time around. It's fun.
It is good, yeah. I don't see why people are so negative about it. It's good. It's never going to be as good as the main sort of saga, but it's got
Chewie in it. So if Chewie dies, by the way, I am going to riot.
Oh, and that's too much. You can't kill Han and then kill Chewie. It's just insult to injury.
I'm not going to have it. I'm going to stand up. I'm just going to shout at the cinema screen. I'm going to lose my shit. I won't believe it. Unless the only happy ending for me here is that they finally let him go back to his family.
Mm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We might. Do you reckon we get a Lord of the Rings ending of just them doing different things? Everyone's pretty happy in different planets.
I have to admit, I've never seen Lord of the Rings ever, so I can't really comment.
Oh my word!
This is going to turn into another conversation altogether.
I do think that we are aiming for, because JJ's got a bit of history of kind of referring to the original trilogy, we might be aiming towards some sort of medal ceremony to finish the film. I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Chewie's actually going to get a medal?
Yeah.
Oh, at last, yeah. Oh, that would be so nice.
And the music's going to be brilliant, so that's going to be nice.
Oh, can't wait for the music.
Oh. I'm definitely going to cry as well. I've warned many people, but happiness, sadness, it's all. I've been waiting for this film for a long time. We should probably talk about the big reveal at the end of the first trailer with the Emperor's laugh.
Ooh.
Do you not think it would have been better if they just left that as a complete surprise? Because I don't think it would have leaked out, and that would have been a much better reveal in a film than, say, the first of a teaser trailer.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, sorry, go on, Rhys.
No, sorry. I do remember, because I love watching those videos you get of people recording their reaction, and I remember there's lots of videos from the Star Wars Celebration event when the laugh happens the first time, and the crowd just goes apeshit when that happens. And I do think that if Palpatine just comes back in the film without any kind of forewarning, that might have some people have seen it as, oh, that's a bit of a come out of nowhere. He's been dead for 3 films. Why is he back now? Whereas at least now they've kind of planted the seed of Palpatine's coming back. How is he back? That's what we're going to find out. And I think it has kind of set some expectations up for the audience going into it to not be completely surprised by Palpatine's return.
Yeah, and they've only given us little hints here and there. We heard his voice, and then in the last trailer we see him, I think it's right at the end when he's opposite Rey and he's slightly moving from those
and he's also massive,
left-hand side of the frame, and he's you see the back of his hood, and that's it. So we've got tiny little teases here and there, but we've not seen him full face, full whatever. So there's still an air of mystery about it.
Do you know what we've never seen? Is a evil Force ghost, like dark side Force ghost. Well, we've seen Yoda's and the Obi-Wans, the Hayden Christensen.
That's true. Yeah.
Do you think we'll finally see a dark side of the Force? As in, do you know what I mean? We'll finally, the Emperor will be a Force ghost, but red instead of blue.
I don't know why, but in my head, I've got Force ghosts as being a positive, light side thing only, because they try to live as like a positive or fight the dark side thing, and they get to come back and help their friends in times of need, like Yoda did in Last Jedi, for example. I don't think that's a particularly dark side type thing to do, but that's just my theory.
I'm hoping to see them all again, to be honest. This one, I'm hoping. I don't know. Again, I built it so much in my head. We're gonna see. I feel like Rey's gonna be in some kind of trouble, and they all come to join her. So you're gonna see the Yoda, like Luke will come out, obviously. I think you'll see. You probably won't, but you probably see Ewan McGregor.
Oh, imagine! Oh, he's so good.
Yeah, they're probably ringing Hayden Christensen, and then my imagination kept going wild. I was like, they're definitely bringing Mace Windu. He's going to be a ghost. They're going to have Liam Neeson, and it's going to be like
Qui-Gon! Oh man!
And they all just come up behind like you're not alone kind of thing.
Yeah.
It'll be like an Endgame when everyone comes out of the portals. They'll suddenly appear and it'll be like triumphant music, and it'll be so sick.
On your left.
On your left. Yeah. Brilliant.
I saw that. I think Tom, our Lord and Lord Savior Tom Sheffield, tweeted that the end of Star Wars Rise of Skywalker will be like Lord of the Rings when Aragorn runs out with all the ghost army behind him. That could be.
You're running it for Holly. Yeah. That's what I imagine. If I don't get that, I probably won't be disappointed. But I just think JJ, like you said, likes to go back to the original trilogy and brings back from teasers from the old film. So it wouldn't surprise me if it happens.
And there's also the bit in, I think is it the final trailer when the last shot is Rey looking at the camera pretty much, and then you hear Luke and Leia say, "The Force will be with you always." That could be a Force ghost scene, because I feel like they might actually kill off Leia in this one. I know that sounds harsh to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me just write Leia down. I'm gonna have to get round to her.
I think it's because I don't really understand how they're going to incorporate Leia into the plot that much, considering it's all footage they've used from Force Awakens. I don't really understand how she's going to advance the plot in any way. So if they can find a way to have her die, I guess, and then come back as a ghost to tell Leia that the Force is with her, that could be a play. But then
this is why my Force ghost idea is a good idea.
And also, like, how I've been thinking of this like for years. Like, how would they explain Leia's absence from the rebellion? Without her dying, because she wouldn't just suddenly be like, "All right, cheerio, I'm off now. I'm gonna go do a Luke and sit on an island or something." So I don't really know what would be a plausible end to her arc, I guess, without her dying, because she would never, leave the Resistance. But I don't know.
I have a feeling they're not going to kill her. To be honest,
I hope they don't, because
I think they're going to leave her alive for her memory. To be honest, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I just have a feeling that they won't dare go there. But then I'm normally wrong, so everything I'm probably saying will probably not happen.
I can't wait to listen back to this when we've seen it and see how much we got right and how much we look like complete idiots.
100%. I can't wait for him to bring like Darth Maul back. He'll probably turn up as just imagine a big free for all, and there'd be like Count Dooku's a bad Force ghost and Darth Maul's a bad Force ghost, and there'd be Snook just top and bottom of him just walking around, or trying to pick up his pick up his bottom half.
You've got to get Grievous back. Bring back the coffin robot.
Oh, I can't stand him. Someone give that picture soothers. So annoying.
Yeah, he was. I thought he was pretty cool at the time.
Darth Maul would be cool. Darth Maul was always like
Darth
my
Maul
favorite
would be
when I was a
amazing.
kid, and like because I must have watched Phantom Menace when I was only like 4 or something, and he was like for some reason he was my favorite. I just thought he was so cool. He was just awesome. Like his whole aesthetic, like his whole face, it's just bizarre and amazing.
It was a double lightsaber at that point with the music, and he just felt like finally this movie's getting going, and then it ended. But
oh yeah, Duel of the Fates. I mean, I think we touched on it in the sequels podcast. We're just huge fans of Duel of the Fates, aren't we, Rhys?
Yeah, we are.
And we haven't seen much of the Richard E. Grant character yet. Apparently, he's a general or not the Resistance, the other side.
In the First Order.
Thank you.
First Order, yeah.
Yeah, I can see. Like he just looks like an evil Imperial officer, doesn't he? He just has that face. Like I love the guy. I think he's wicked, but he looks evil.
He looks like he's going to give Hux a run for his money. In fact, we've barely seen anything. We've barely seen anything about Hux. In fact, my friends and I were talking about it. We were like, "Is Donald Gleason even in this movie?" Because we've not seen anything. He's not said a word or anything.
I had to remind myself the other day if he was alive or dead. To be honest, in this film.
Oh my god, that's a fair point.
And he is alive then.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, check.
I can't even remember where we last saw him in Last Jedi. Was it on the salt on Crate?
Yeah,
it was last time, wasn't it? Yeah.
Kylo giving him the evil look, say "shut up" kind of thing. I think it was the last time.
Yeah. Brilliant.
So there might be a power struggle between those two. So
that'd be good.
That'd be an interesting watch. He might die early on.
Yeah, I can see Hux dying fully, definitely.
Fully.
I don't really care much for him, but fully dead, not coming back.
Do we think about a death? Do we think we're going to see Phasma again? Because she's died twice, effectively. She died at the end of Force Awakens, and then she came back, and then she's now dead again.
I think she's dead for good, to be honest.
I think she's dead for good.
Okay.
I think that was a bit of a wasted character in both the films, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I think that's
because Gwendolyn Christie is so good, and like I really miss seeing her on the press tour because she just seems like such an awesome person. And it feels like they could have done so much more with Phasma in both films.
It was such a cool costume as well, the silverness. Yeah, and then they came to that fight, and you're like, yes, here we go. Finally, we get to see what she does, and then pretty much falls to the ground. You're like, yeah, okay, that's it. All that build up for nothing. But I not reckon. Yeah, no, I don't reckon we'll see her again. I think that's it. But if any film brings people back, it's going to be Star Wars. If they're bringing back the Emperor, they could bring back anyone. To be honest, I don't think Darth Vader's coming back. I'm pretty sure he's ruled out.
Yeah, he's definitely gone.
He is.
We've had enough of him anyway.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because that's another thing I want to bring up with the trailer when Rey and Kylo look like they're smashing the plinth that Darth Vader's helmet is on. I have no idea. I'm obsessed with that shot. I have no idea what's going on, and I'm excited.
Where do you think that relationship's going to go?
That's the question, isn't it?
Isn't that the question?
That's the big question of this entire trilogy.
Well,
I am obsessed with their dynamic. I call it dynamic because who knows what it is, what it's going to be. I just love the chemistry that they have. I'm obsessed with that. I think what Ryan did in The Last Jedi with that relationship was just so interesting. And I hope I hope we get more Force bonds, because I thought that was one of my favourite bits about The Last Jedi. I thought that was so interesting. And Kylo has some sort of making up to do because he kind of fucked up a bit at the end of Last Jedi, so he has lots of proof.
Do you think they're going to switch? One's going to be good, one's going to be bad, and then they're going to play around? Or do you think they're both going to turn good, both going to turn bad, or stay as they are? Rhys.
The fact that the idea that they would switch has been on my mind since the end of Force Awakens. Like, I think that would be such an interesting character arc for both of them, where they kind of both started on one side and then ended up on the other side. I think that would be amazing. But I think they needed to set that up better in the other two films than they have done. And I think Kylo definitely made a move at the end of Last Jedi to be evil. And then Rey is just like, I have my powers now. I understand how the Force works. I am now going to be a force for good. Pardon the pun. And I think it's one of those things. They are now both evil. However, saying that, I do think that they're going to have to come together to destroy Palpatine.
Yes,
they're going
100%.
to fight side by side for at least one big battle. So,
yeah, I hope that happens. I can see it happening.
I think with her having a face-off with Palpatine means that Palpatine thinks he can sway her. I don't think there's any other reason why they would come face to face. If this is his long game to find the new successor or whatever, then I reckon he's got some kind of something over her at least. Maybe he's the one that's been nudging her towards the dark side in the last couple of films. Lightly, I say, not heavily, but Yeah, and
but what's still? Sorry, no, go on.
I think he sees some dark in her, the dark side.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be surprised me if she does turn a little bit horrible.
I do like what has been playing on my mind. Sorry, Rhys. What has been playing on my mind since Last Jedi is when Kylo says after the throne room scene, forget the Resistance, forget the Sith and the First Order and the Empire and everything. Forget it all. Like, let's start something new or whatever. Like, I think he meant that, and so that is playing a lot in my mind as I'm going into this next one. I don't think he wants anything to do with any of that, and I'm interested to see if JJ continues that and takes that further, or whether it's just becomes just a throwaway thing. But we'll see.
I hope not. I quite like that bit. I think he's gonna, I don't know, kill her.
No, because then he'll have to die. Because then he'll be fully. Can't bring her back from that.
No, but I think she goes bad, he goes good, he stabs her. This is just me spitballing. I can see it. Plus, if I say enough things, some of it's going to have to be right.
That's true.
You're playing the odds.
And then I'll just cut that bit of this podcast and play that, and I'll look like a genius.
One thing that some people have been saying is that we've never seen anyone be resurrected. Like, we've not seen like a Force resurrection. So someone dies, someone else somehow brings them back to life using the Force. That would be really, really cool. And I don't know if it's even possible, but that's something that they've never, ever, ever done. So I would love to see something like that.
Is that a thing that... Sorry, Dave. Is that a thing that's possible? Because you saw how people lost this shit when Luke Force projects himself, which is actually in the Star Wars lore, that is a thing that they can do.
Right, okay.
And I obviously I have no knowledge of Star Wars kind of Jedi Force powers at all.
Neither do I know.
And I feel like Force Resurrection would then open up a whole can of worms of, why didn't they bring back, someone else from the previous films before now,
Yeah.
I just think that is a bit of a stretch for my tastes. I wouldn't like to see someone being Force resurrected, but that's just me.
Possibly if it was Rey or Kylo especially Rey having the power to do it, then I guess that would make sense, because if she is then proven to be like the most powerful Jedi that ever existed, then maybe that would explain it. But then if that happened, I can just imagine the reaction of all the really angry fanboys who are like, no, she can't be as powerful as Anakin, blah 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 blah. And we don't need any more of those types of people spouting shit. So
they are
absolute worst.
I'll throw another scene at you. She's dying. Cause
who did you say?
Mm-hmm. So like, as in like she absorbs all of them to like bring herself back, or they all like
give her power. Again, some of it's going to stick.
Yeah, you could like one of these predictions will be correct at some point.
And also, this is from when not the Last Jedi, Return of the Jedi, and the Death Star gets destroyed, and it's above Endor, and none of these pieces seem to end up on Endor, and this would have been the perfect excuse to bring the Ewoks back. Am I wrong?
Oh, I love the Ewoks. I'd love to see them again.
I would love to see them again, but apparently we're on an ocean moon called Kurth Beer or something. And I was like, where's that moon come from? Saying that, if something blows up, I suppose it can go many a miles. But I'd love to see the Ewoks again. Even if we see them celebrating at the end again, like, yes, they've blown up another bloody big ship.
Oh, dear.
Because they know how to party.
And they're dead cute.
They are dead cute.
They are cute. However, I'm like of the belief that Return of the Jedi is one of the lower end of the spectrum.
You're wrong. But
no, it's like the third or fourth best.
It's the best. It's the best.
You think?
We go into this on the other podcast. You have to listen to it.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I have a very big fondness for Return of the Jedi. I think it's a great film, and it has the best space battle in it. But the trailers in this one gets me probably any other shots out of the two trailers. Anything that's in space with the Millennium Falcon flying with loads of Death Stars or Star Destroyers, and there's a picture with the Millennium Falcon in front with, I say, hundreds of other what look like resistance ships behind.
Yeah.
That gets my juices flowing.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that that's going to be the ending, and then Kylo and Rey are going to be downwards on this moon planet battling the ship with Palpatine, and up above is, well, the Millennium Falcon? Will that have Lando and Chewie on, and then the other two, Poe and Finn, are somewhere else? Or do we reckon they're all together somewhere?
Oh, I've just realised we could, like, if that is a thing, we could finally get Poe and Finn to do, like, on their own ship again, like at the start of The Force Awakens.
That
would be cool.
That'd be a full circle kind of thing.
Yeah.
They owe us that, considering like Finn Poe isn't going to happen according to Oscar Isaac. They at least owe us that.
Because in the trailers they plug in C-3PO to do something before he says goodbye, and he's plugged into some kind of system. So they're obviously not obviously, because everything I'm saying is not obvious, but they obviously going to have like some kind of distraction, I reckon, because that's the Star Wars way. It's throw a distraction, something else is happening somewhere else. It's literally happened in every single film so far.
I think it's definitely going to be one of those things where, like you said, it's going to have like 3 different levels of action happening. So it's like in one level you've got the big space battle.
Mm-hmm.
On the second level is going to be Rey and Kylo doing something else, and then something else in the third. The third one will be probably Finn on the space horses, I guess.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
and I think
true, yeah.
though that's going to be the 3 levels, like the bit like they did in Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
Which, for me personally, the Rogue One space battle is the best space battle in all of Star Wars. But that's a different conversation.
It was very good. It is very good.
Listen to the other podcast where they've done, guys. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that's the Star Wars way, is to have multiple storylines.
Yeah.
They did it in The Last Jedi. Force Awakens a little bit. You know, while they're running around.
Oh, they did. They had the second Death Star run, didn't they?
Yes.
The French one.
And they had Han and that going around.
Yeah. And then they had Kylo and Rey doing
exactly.
Yeah.
So there's.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if there's a triple attack somewhere. But that's what I'm most excited about. I love the Millennium Falcon. It's my favourite ship in the whole saga.
It's one of the best ships in any film, I think.
Yeah.
When I saw it in The Force Awakens, I lost my shit. I went crazy. And anytime I get to see it fly or go to hyperspace or whatever, it's just too good. And to see Chewie flying it again with Lando is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
They both look like they're having a good time. To be fair, to see Chewie doing anything, because I feel like in the last couple of films he's been pushed to the back a little bit, especially in The Last Jedi. I feel like I want to see him absolutely lay the smackdown on some people, like he kind of did in Solo, because he's an absolute beast. Meritorily and physically. But Is there any characters you won't be annoyed to see? Like, you don't want anyone to really like. A lot of people were annoyed by Rose last time, not me. I thought that's fine.
Oh no, I love Rose.
I love Rose as well.
I hope she has a big part in this because I hope they're not just gonna. I hope JJ's not just gonna like sideline her because some people didn't like her in Last Jedi. She's a really sweet character.
Like Jar Jar.
I think
like Jar Jar.
Oh, like Jar Jar. Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I think with Rose, she might be the kind of one of the people that's in, like, I guess the control room, where she's like controlling it from the back with, I think, what was it, Charlie from Lost. I think those two are going to be a new pair, and they're going to be working together to like kind of guide people from their own base. You know,
his character. I haven't seen anything about him.
No.
So intrigued. And I haven't seen much about Kerry Russell's Zora Bliss. Whatever her name is, Zora Bliss.
Yeah. Do we even know if she's like
good,
dark side,
good or bad,
like light side?
The most I've seen is literally a Funko. So
yeah,
I
know she's in the scene with 3PO saying like I'll say goodbye to my friends. She's in that scene.
Oh, is she?
Is she?
I think she's good side. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see her. Okay.
Yeah.
I clearly wasn't paying enough attention.
Next time, yeah. Okay, so we reckon she's good. I'm going to put next to good next to her name.
Watch her go and like betray everyone and actually be like a mole.
She is Darth Vader with a new mask on. Oh, mental.
Oh, can you imagine? Wow. Too much bringing back old characters. Palpatine's enough. We'll deal with him. And then...
Are you looking forward to seeing Kylo with his mask on again, or something that Rian Johnson seems got rid of?
To be fair, I don't think he's gonna have it on for a lot of the film. Because several reasons. We've barely seen any footage. Well, we've seen a tiny bit of footage with him with the mask on. He mainly doesn't have it on. And second of all, somebody said Adam Driver was doing like an interview, and somebody said about Kylo's mask, like why has he put it back together or whatever. And Adam said something like, oh, for a very specific thing he's going to do, which is like typical Adam Driver being vague. Fair enough. So I feel like it has maybe one purpose and then it will be discarded. And I don't want it to be like a thing again, because him smashing it was in The Last Jedi was such like a symbolic gesture. It was because it was Snoke who had just like berated him for having this mask, and that was him completely just basically rebelling against somebody who had control over him for years and everything like that. So I don't really want him to go back to wearing the mask. That's just my own opinion, but so I don't think it will be a huge thing, but clearly it has some sort of purpose at some point in the film for whatever reason.
I absolutely agree. I can't add more to that. That is spot on.
I agree. I think maybe Rey might put it on at one point and then disguise herself. That's another theory.
I love these wild theories.
I'm not even a conspiracist. This is just me just thinking out loud. And then
I love it. Throw the ideas out in the universe.
And then Kylo goes up behind Palpatine and stabs him in the back or something.
Oh yes, here for that.
You never know. Do you reckon we've seen Snook? I'd like to see a little bit more information about the rise of the First Order, if you know what I mean. Like a little bit of history of where Snook came from. I'm not saying he has to come back, but just how they came into power or how he came into power. I just didn't think he was a complete character last time, especially after a big build-up.
How do you pronounce his name, Dave?
Snook. They're wrong.
Snook.
It's Snoke. Isn't it?
Yes. Snook. What, like Snooky?
What is it then?
I had an old colleague was called Miss
Snoke
in one of my old schools, and I was like, "Oh, you're calling out my old teacher."
Rhys will tell you I'm terrible. I'm really bad at names. So far I've got this.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that is true.
Took me about an hour once to get his name right on the last podcast. So this is an improvement. Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, that would be interesting. And then there's the other side of it as well, with the Knights of Ren, because
we should talk
I think
about
they're going
to
be in that.
Jacob would be very annoyed.
Yeah,
Now-
that's going to be cool.
I know one thing. I'm not going to say it, but I do know a thing, and I'm very excited to find out about what happens with the Knights of Ren. I know. I just saw a thing on Reddit, and I was like, "Oh my god, no way!" And I'm going to say no more, but it's very
Reddit's
cool.
just like crueling with that kind of stuff. I don't even want to go near it. I don't even want the idea in my head.
I don't go near it.
Going blind.
Are they going to play a big part then, Rhys? Is that or do we find a little bit about them history? Are they former Jedi's? Do you reckon Jedi?
Based on what I've seen, I think they are going to play a part finally.
Oh, good.
So
Interesting.
I don't know for how long. Like I feel like they're like seen briefly in one trailer, like in a very very short quick shot on the sand planet they're on.
Yeah.
But I don't know how long that's going.
Is that when
for whether it's just for that one fight, or?
Oh, I hope they do, because I think the design of them, they look pretty intimidating, pretty cool, and they kind of got that same thing that Boba Fett had about them, that they all look cool, and you're waiting for them to do something or have a bigger part in the universe. And so far, it hasn't really happened, but there's lots of rumours about who and where and what, and it'd be nice to get some answers, to be honest. I can't wait to see that. I really can't. I can't believe I forgot about it. Holly, what do you reckon?
It still doesn't seem like it's happening, this film.
No, I know.
Anyway, we should try and wrap up now. So, final thoughts. Rhys, go forward. I don't know what you would say, but what do you want?
What do I want to say? Final thoughts. So what I will say is the last kind of 40 minutes of chat has really made me excited for Rise of Skywalker again. Despite all of the stuff that's happened this week. And because there are so many different things that could happen that I feel like it is kind of futile to try and predict things, because there are so many open questions, and it's just, you need to just go in with an open mind and see what happens, But I just hope they stick to the guns and Rey is not a Skywalker. I think I want to see lots of fun lightsaber battles, and I want to have a good time. That's my final thought.
And don't be disappointed. Holly, what about you?
Oh, yeah, I'm kind of the same. I'm just literally just can't think any more about it. I just want to be sat there in the cinema or watching it. My one big wish, I don't want Kylo to die. I think I'll be disappointed. I'm preparing for the possibility of him dying. But I really hope he doesn't, because I just think that's been done so many times. Why didn't you keep the antagonist alive for once and see what happens? I don't know. But that's my one wish. But and if Reylo happens, I'll be very happy. It's not going to happen, but who knows? I'll be you'll hear my screams all the way from Leamington Spa if it happens. So at midnight.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait to see what happens. I agree with Rhys, because when the last time the trilogy ended, it was Revenge of the Sith. It kind of had to hit certain beats. You had to see Yoda go after Dagobah. You had to see Order 66. You had to see Padme die and all that blah. And this one, it's so exciting that we just don't know what's going to happen. Pretty much, there's nothing in the Star Wars lore of what's going to happen. So all of our crazy theories could be right. They could be wrong. But hopefully everyone else enjoys it. Let us know what you think on our JumpCast online and on JumpCast. And may the Force be with you. Always. JumpCast.